Hi and welcome to another episode of What's Cooking. Chef Ismail Arbee back to cook you a storm. Today I got a little surprise for you. I'm going to be roasting a lamb leg. Now a lot of people have this problem where they either overcook the meat or undercook the meat. Today I'm going to show you how to season it perfectly and how to make a gravy using the exact same thing, exact same water from your leg of lamb. So we're going to start off first. I'm going to show you my ingredients. I've got a bit of mixed herbs. Obviously I have to make people fat, so butter, a bit of Cajun spice, some bay leaves, bit of chili, some carrots, onion, garlic, some baby potatoes, some tomato. Here I've got rosemary, I've got a bit of thyme, and I've got some sage just to add a little bit of bite to it. Bit of lemon, some corn obviously on the cob, and we're going to be making a parsnip and potato mash. Right, going with that is your celery, your leek. I got a bit of flour because I'm going to show you how to thicken up that gravy nicely, and obviously not forgetting this beautiful lamb. Okay, we're gonna start off first by obviously marinating our lamb. Now it'll be preferable to do this 2 to 3 days before, and a little trick that I've actually learned is you soak your lamb 2 to 3 nights before, because this is a little trick. You're gonna take some rosemary, some thyme, chop them up nicely, a bit of garlic, add it to a bucket of water, and you're gonna soak your lamb in there for at least 2 to 3 days. I promise you the flavor is amazing. Unfortunately we don't have time today to do that, so I'm just gonna show you a quick seasoning method. So I got my lamb, it's looking absolutely stunning. I'm just gonna make a few incisions in it, right through the fat. You want to leave the fat on the meat for the mere fact that you don't want to dry out your meat. So you can cut it off later in the stage, but for now leave the fat on. Let that fat absorb into the meat itself. Right, just a few incisions. Beautiful. Cut that a bit more. Right, now the trick that I've always told everyone is massaging your flavors into your meat itself. So I'm just going to add some of my Cajun spice. Alright, you don't want to play shy with your seasoning as well. You want to add a nice amount of seasoning so you can get that flavor in. Because it's quite a thick meat, you want to get that flavor in nicely. And a bit of mixed herbs. Alright, just to form a coating. Now if you saw before this, my meat was rather shiny. It's because I added oil on it so that my herbs and my spice can actually stick to the meat. So if it's not sticking good enough, you just add a bit more oil and it will stick in nicely. And so massage it in, get it in the cavities. And I'm going to flip it around. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add some oil. Brilliant. I massage that in good, and we're going to take all our spices and we're going to rub it in here. That's a bit more of my mixed herbs, a bit more Cajun. And then we're going to massage it in again. Just keep on rubbing it in. You want to get that flavor all around. As you can see, it's nice. It's evenly coated with my spice. Don't forget the inside. Brilliant. Take a bit of lemon. A little trick to a lemon, and a lot of people might not know this, a lot of you might sure know it. So you're just going to take your lemon, you're going to rub it on a hard surface just to extract the loosen the juices up in your lemon itself. It becomes a lot easier to squeeze. Slice that up. Brilliant. And then just a squeeze of lemon juice. Just be very generous with your lemon juice. Brilliant. Promise you this is looking absolutely amazing. Can't wait to dig in. bit of my fresh herbs. Alright, just a quick chop on it. Rosemary, just want to pull it down. Brilliant. Just want to chop that up nicely. Brilliant. Just want to take this, drizzle. And obviously just tap it in just to allow it to stick to the meat itself. You don't want it all falling off. And we do the exact same thing on this side. Brilliant. Just going to take my garlic, just about 3 cloves, be good. Crush, and I just want to chop it up. Brilliant. You can smell the freshness of the garlic. Absolutely amazing. Put it all together, and we just want to do not a fine chop. You want it a little bit coarse, but quite as fine as possible. Brilliant. And I'm just going to sprinkle my garlic right into my cavities or into the incisions that I've made. Boom. Brilliant. Right, with meat, especially a lamb leg, it's such a lot of meat that you don't want to be scared to season it really well. You want to be really generous with your seasoning because you want the flavors to absorb all the way in. Brilliant. Just going to add a bit of chili inside. I'm not going to chop up my chili. I'm just going to slit it down the center. Because I don't want it too hot, obviously. And I'm just going to be placing it in. Brilliant. Bit of sage. This is looking divine. Okay, very simple. I've got my oven tray. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to place my meat into my oven tray. Push that aside. A bit of oil at the bottom or over it. Right, a bit of oil underneath it as well, so you don't want it burning at the bottom. Right, then we're going to be using a famous term for it is called clock. It's actually celery, leek, onions and carrots. Now that is the base to all your stock. So when we make a stock at restaurants or anywhere, your base is celery, leek, onions, carrots. Right, very simple. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to rough chop my carrots. And I'm going to pop them in. Just a quick rough chop. Right, now what are we going to be doing with this is we're going to be making our gravy from it. So we want those flavors to absorb into the water itself, and we're going to get a flavorful gravy. Because a lot of people struggle when they do cook their lamb at home. They don't have a gravy to actually put, so they buy a packet gravy, but I'm going to show you how to utilize the flavors from your lamb itself to make your gravy. So your celery. And then my leek. That should be enough. Just gonna take this and put it around. It is looking divine already. Right, a bit of bay leaf. Just gonna take my bay leaves. I'm just gonna give it a small crush. Right, then I'm just going to pop my tomatoes in. Right, because that's going to start forming your gravy itself. Once your tomatoes melt, it's gonna basically boil down and become really soft. We're going to utilize that to add flavor to the dish, number one, and number two, to build that gravy up. Right, I'm just going to take our baby potatoes, chuck them in as well. Okay, and obviously not forgetting a few knobs of butter just to add that flavor. That is looking divine. Not forgetting my onions. So you just want to quarter them up. Our onions go in. And just a bit of water. And there you go, that's your first stage of creating your roasted lamb leg. So I'm just gonna pop this in the oven. We'll catch you after the break.